You ever have that feeling like you're just running to stay in the same place? Like the second you finally get used to your new phone or a new job or even just a daily routine, boom, the world changes the rules on you. Well, if that feeling of constant motion sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. You're living with the sociologist Zygmunt Bauman called liquid life. And his ideas, well, they might just change the way you see everything. So, Bauman built his whole idea around this incredible quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He saw our modern world as this precarious, fragile thing, kind of like thin ice. And your safety? It isn't about standing still and being careful. No way. It's all about moving fast enough so you don't fall through the cracks. And this thin ice world is what he called liquid modernity. It's this idea that the solid, predictable ground of the past has literally melted away from under our feet, leaving all of us just skating on the surface. So, a liquid life is one where things are changing so fast we can't even form stable habits anymore. I mean, think about it. Your career path, your relationships, the tech you use every single day, it's all in flux. What this means is that life becomes this constant series of new beginnings, forcing us to reinvent ourselves over and over and over again. This idea really clicks when you compare it to what Bauman called solid modernity. You know, maybe our grandparents' world, where things were built to last. You bought a car, you expected to keep it for decades. You had a job for life. But in our liquid modernity, everything is designed for disposability. Survival isn't about being stable, it's about being flexible. And this creates some deep anxieties, doesn't it? The very skills that made you valuable yesterday could be totally obsolete tomorrow. Your past wins might even hold you back from adapting. We all live with this low-grade fear of being left behind, of holding onto a phone or a skill or an idea past its use-by date. We're on that treadmill, running as fast as we possibly can just to keep up. Now, this brings us to a really counterintuitive point. In a world that's obsessed with new beginnings, the most important skill might actually be the art of the ending. Bauman puts it so bluntly. We spend all this energy on acquiring new stuff, new jobs, new relationships, new gadgets. But he argues that in a liquid world, the real art, the real challenge is knowing how to get rid of things efficiently, to make room for whatever's coming next. Because in this kind of liquid life, it's those swift and painless endings that are actually the hardest, most challenging moments. Without being able to truly end things and let go, you just can't make space for the new beginnings that this world is constantly throwing at you. The ability to discard is what keeps you moving. It's what keeps you afloat. And our culture is all over this. I mean, one columnist, with his tongue only halfway in his cheek, laid out these modern rules for ending a relationship. The whole focus is on forgetting, deleting, and replacing. You gotta clear the slate as quickly as possible to get ready for what's next. But here's the thing, this constant churn, this constant flow, it doesn't affect everybody in the same way. Not at all. There are very clear winners and losers in this liquid world. Bauman uses this powerful analogy to explain the stakes. He says liquid life is like a sinister game of musical chairs, only it's played for real. The goal isn't just to find a new chair when the music stops, it's to avoid being the one left standing, to avoid being discarded.
And this game creates a very clear two-tiered system. On one side, you've got the global elite. They're nomadic. They move freely between cities, between opportunities. For them, instability is exciting. It feels like freedom. But then there's everyone else, often stuck in one place. For them, change isn't a choice. It's something that happens to them. Jobs vanish, communities change, and they have no choice but to just let go.
So what's the source of power in this new world? It's not about owning land or factories anymore. As the writer Jacques Attali put it, it's a portable asset. It's your knowledge of the laws of the labyrinth. Power is all about mobility and information. It's about knowing how to navigate the system. Okay, so this brings us to the most personal and maybe the most unsettling consequence of liquid life, what it does to our sense of self. When everything is temporary and replaceable, a really dangerous logic starts to creep into every part of our lives, the logic of consumerism. And suddenly, we're not just consuming products. We start to see experiences, relationships, and even other people as things to be acquired and then discarded. And here it is. This is Bauman's most chilling conclusion. In a consumer society, you can't just be the consumer. You become a product too. You have to market yourself, you have to prove your value, and you have to constantly worry about your own sell-by date. Shakespeare's Hamlet asked this question. Is it one or the other? But in our liquid modern times, Bauman argues the answer is both.
This is the central tension of living a liquid life. We are constantly judging and evaluating, and at the exact same time, we're constantly being judged and evaluated. We're scrolling through dating profiles while updating our own. We're hiring for a job while keeping our own resume polished. We're the consumer, and we're the commodity.
Which leaves us with a really profound question to chew on. When society is telling us to constantly upgrade absolutely everything, our phones, our skills, our very selves, how do we decide what has real, lasting value? In a liquid world that prizes disposability, what and who is truly worth keeping?